Welcome everybody to the team meeting today. We've all come together and we've invited St Vincent's Support Centre to give us an overview of what the services they provide.
The debt and counselling services do work very closely together because a lot of our debt clients do have underlying emotional issues, so they work very closely together. But the counselling service itself also gets referrals from outside agencies, so it might be from people like yourselves, it might be from GP surgeries, people just walking off the street self-referring. We now started doing basic sort of budgeting, or financial literacy as it's known to us, but to the clients it's basic household budgeting for people who are struggling with the debts, and possibly a reason for that is that they've got little numeracy skills. So we've started moving into that area as well, and that's something we're looking to develop.
The council's housing stock is managed by the arm's length management organisations. Staff at the Elmos have skills to recognise when problems are occurring and can arrange appropriate referrals to partner advice agencies.
For me, I look at my tenants' rent accounts every week or every fortnight, look at payment routines and see if there's a blip in the way they pay, then you think, what's going on, why is the benefit stopped, things like that. So I'd visit them, send them debt advice. We have customers who have been to this centre for debt advice.
We realise how important it is to work closely with the debt advice agencies to highlight the problems that we see on a day-to-day basis, and to ensure that our tenants do receive easily accessible services when it comes to debt advice.
The origin of the research was to attempt to identify the economic impact of high interest rates being paid on doorstep loans. The research concluded that around £9 million was being paid in excess interest, and this money was fleeing the city, primarily from the more deprived areas which could least afford to lose it. For the same year as the research was undertaken, the whole of the Neighbourhood Renewal Fund was a similar figure of £8.4 million. Therefore, some of the money being put into the poorer communities of the city is leaving as fast as it's been put in. The regeneration impact of financial inclusion work could be a significant contributor to assist in poorer areas. Looking at the government's Financial Inclusion Fund projects alone, over a 2-year period, the savings to the economy could be considerable. The credit union's Handy Loan could provide economic savings of £0.7 million over 2 years. Income maximisation through benefits advice could produce £2.3 million in extra income to residents. There are savings also in healthcare costs and in reducing the debt burden for corporations dealing with council tax, house rent arrears and utilities fuel bills. There is an added benefit of significantly reducing recovery and collection costs in these areas. A number of other initiatives are underway or being planned. Financial Inclusion Leeds Limited is a charity which is intended to draw in funding from various charitable trusts and the private sector in order to assist funding future developments. Further research will aim to identify more accurately the economic benefits of financial inclusion projects. Another aim is to develop training for up to 1,500 frontline staff in basic financial and debt advice techniques. This could have the same impact as appointing the equivalent of 26 full-time debt advisors across the city. Partners in Leeds are also working with the government's new initiative on tackling loan sharks. One of the decisions taken at an early stage was to embed the financial inclusion strategy within the existing corporate and citywide strategies and policies. In addition to the city's strategic vision for Leeds and its narrowing the gap theme, financial inclusion has been embedded in the 3-year City Council corporate plan, the annual council plan review, the city's regeneration strategy, and has become a key element of the local area agreement. The development of the council's corporate debt policy has been a prime example of the benefits of partnership working and has resulted in a more holistic policy.
I think what we've been able to do is bring very localised needs right through in a very simple way to strategic meetings. So the usual sort of red tape, multitude of meetings, trying to find the right people to talk to, that has all cleared through so that I can actually go to meetings and other people can go to meetings and feed directly back into a strategic area. So I suppose that local need and then strategic planning works very effectively. By being involved strategically, it's given me a broader insight into what Leeds as a council is doing and the range of other services that are provided across the city, because I only know what happens in this locality. So it's helped me link up with other services, but also see that needs within Seacroft are very similar to needs across the city.
One valuable contribution of the steering group has been the generation of ideas. The steering group brought together the Yorkshire Bank and the council's library services, who are collaborating to develop a number of financial literacy projects for children. The range of activities cover age ranges from 1 up to 16-year-olds. Our work in the children's centres and collaboration with further education colleges is also trying to meet needs of residents in as friendly and accessible a way as possible. These and other initiatives are seen as developing an integrated package of measures which will have significant impact on financial exclusion and assist those in our city who do not normally have access to affordable financial services.